Masechet Menahot Daf Kuf He Amud Aleph 11 lines down. Mishnah said Mincha Min Mincha. When it says I want to bring Mincha, it means a type of Mincha. Or he said to bring a type of Mincha, he brings one Mincha. He said Menahot, he brings at least two. Bayra Papa Mina Mine Mincha Mahu. What if he says I want to bring types of Menahot? What's the halacha? Kevin Damar Mine. Once he said types, which is plural, tartekan, maybe to mean two. Umay minha, then why would I say minha, singular? The kul menachot nami minha kain, because all menachot can be referred to as minha. The tiv is oturat minha. Oh, maybe given that minha, when he said minha, singular, had minha kamar means one. Umay minne minha, so why we say types, plural? Hachi kamar says as follows. Mimine minha, hada minha alay. From the all different types of minahot, I want to bring one. Tashma is bringing proof. Minha min minha, when it says minha means one. Yeah, V or type minha means one. Yavi minha means one. Ha min minha shtayim. But if you said types, it would be two. Where it says Meseret Psham is the second part of the Mishnah says minahot min minahot yavi shtayim. It says minahot, which is plural. You bring two. Ha minha minha hada. But if you would have said types of one mincha, it'd be one. So but therefore we obviously that we can't bring any proof from our Mishnah because the first and second part, the inferences contradict. Tashma, min minahot Allah. If someone says, I want to bring a type of minahot, yavi shte minahot, mi minachah, he brings two minahot of one type. Ha, mi me minachah hada, but that sounds like if he said types of minha, it would be wrong. The Gemara says, "Ila mahani min minachah." No, maybe he means if he said a types of minha, maybe shte minahot, shte means bring two minahot from two different types. But that's not the halacha. מי מנחות עליי, מביא שתי מנחות ממין אחד, מיני מנחות עליי, מביא שתי מנחות ממין שתי מנין, מיני מנחה חדה. So we see in the Braita that someone who says I want to bring types of mincha means one. Whereas Dila Hailani, who's according to Rabbi Shimon, to Rabbi Shimon, the Amar Hasa Halot Nesa Halikin Yavi. Someone says he wants to bring a type of mincha. He's like, I want to bring half as halot, half as rikikin, which is not the case. It's only supposed to be a quarter halot or one type. So therefore, my minha minha will be types. Minha to eat, but maybe type of minha with a minha that has two types of breads. Avarabran currently I'm saying no. Mesahot mesah levi, you can't bring that. Maybe shte minahot mishne meninis, therefore it's to bring two minahot with two different types. Pirashti b'nei my pirash. Sometimes I definitely donated it, and I specified, but I don't remember what I did. Yavi hamishani is bring all five types. Mantan who's according to Marabi Ramiya, look at Shimon, I can Shimon. I did Shimon, you know Shimon. Came into my Masahot Masaraki Navi. Once we know he held half and half. He do bring. Inami Safarla Kirabi Yuda Kamar. Either or he our Mishnah holds like a Yuda who holds Kuminahot. I said that all Menahot would bring 10 loaves of per flour. Isaron. Therefore, there you have 14 different types of menahot that you could have um, bring. All different types of kina and halot, all different variables. Wouldn't be five, it would be 14. That can't be it. Our Mishnah could even be Rabbi Shimon. Shamin the Rabbi Shimon, the Rabbi Shimon was also heard to have been saying, Maiti umatne, a person can bring a korban and make a condition. The Tanakh says, Rabbi Shimon says, the Maharat, maybe Ashmo Belog, after is a Braita in regarding to Nazir Mitzvah, which happens to be what I'm recording this night of Parashat Mitzvah. And it says that someone wants to do Nazir, he can't have wine and grapes. And the Braita says that if he does, he has to restart. Also, if he gets Tzarat. Now, if a person is not sure if he gets Tzarat, it's very problematic. He can't eat meat until he finishes his Nazirut and until he finishes Tahara. So because of all that, he has to bring korbanot after 60 days have passed to make sure everything is good. And he says that after the following day, I mean after the 60th day, he doesn't have sirat, he has to bring his asham and log oil in more with it. The learn he says, if I was on a mitzvah, this is the asham and log. If I was on a mitzvah, asham the yesh shlamim, the should be a donated shlamim. But asham ta'un shehina b'zafon b'nei, and also that asham needs to be slaughtered in the north and has to be put in the thumbs like a regular asham. Usmicha unzachin untunavat chazavashog. You also have to do smicha, leaning on it. If you bring the libations and the waving of the chest and thigh in case it's a shlamim. V'nechal zechrik will not be that also be eaten by male kohanim day and night. For a day and night, like Ashna Sham. So we see that he allows you to bring a korban on condition. بعرفك قبل كم مفرق more بشحتات كوشي even though we said in the beginning of Mesachet Zvachim that we had a problem. Emar the Amar Shimon Maiti Matin Kahila, when do we see that Rabbi Shimon said that you could bring a korban on condition that Tekuni Gavra to fix a person's situation? Ama Ba'alma the Avad in the Hatilo. In general, we don't want to bring him with the Avad. So how do we that only applies. We don't want to do condition in Bashlamim. They come in Ma'it Be'achetam because in Asham and Shlamim, you're reducing the amount that could be eaten if it's an Asham. If you're throwing out stuff, you're not thrown out. Aber Menahot, I feel like but Menacha, you can do conditionals on multiple Menahot because it doesn't limit any consumption. Okay. A beautiful answer, right? But the Gemara doesn't like it. Rishon says, when we say half and half can be brought, how come mighty then how can you bring one Isron of flour from two Isronot? You have one log from two login, meaning one out of those two is not good. Rabbi Shimon also heard say that it's okay. Okay. I do kmitza. Matni varies do conditioning. Either I'm bringing mincha halot and mincha nekikin. Amrei, therefore you should say the kakamisna mincha leve halot. The halot kmitza should be for halot. The kakamisna nekikin leve nekikin. The nekikin kmitza should be for nekikin. And mesa nekikin the mesa halot is half and half. Amri, then I'm saying the kakamisna halot leve mesa halot mesa nekikin. The kakamisna nekikin leve mesa halot nekikin halot. So if it's half and half, like I said, it should be. Like, we're not sure if it works. Therefore, you do condition. If it's completely separate, then half should be for that, and half should be for that. If it could mix half and half, then basically then both kmitzahs that I'm doing, half should be for half of the kikin and half should be for the other half. And to do a single kmitzah from both halot, and for the kikin. Also do separate kmitzah from halot kikin. So what do we see from there? That even with a condition, the kmitah should not work. Where it says, Rabbi Shimon no, Rabbi Shimon also holds in Kamat that does kmitah with half and half, but Allah in both came in one hand, Yatsa, it's still kasher. Where do you do the extra oil? If he's doing it for half and half, the remaining oil should do the halal. Amar was Rikikin, Motash Kohanim, the oil of the Kohanim. So what do you do with extra oil? The Marshal Kavishon Alida, the Kim, the time, there's Vishon Alida, Vishon Vishmon, Moshan Kimin Ki, we had this before. Regarding the bread, you smear the oil in the shape of a Ki, which is like a backward, like a U, or Motash the remainder is on that way. Kohanim. Okay. Amar Le Rav Kahana, Rav Asher, Rav Kahana has a question. Why should you only bring five? Maybe he also meant to have in mind to donate it, the Menahot Nesech, donate a libation. The Gemara says, a person can donate Nesech any day, so therefore I should bring this one as Safek. The Gemara says, Miki Kam Safek, which is he in doubt? Timan Yahid Bigdal Zakona, the dog from Musa. Yahid, his only doubt is it's individual Menha. Ba Bigdal Tzibur Lo Kam therefore this is Menha for Tzibur, it's not he would not have doubt about that. He comes out there, what type of doubt? Again, another answer. Ba'ad b'glatzma, one that comes by itself. Ba'ad b'glatz zevach, mincha that has a zevach nesach with it, a korban, like a libation would. He's also not safek. That's why he's not doesn't have to bring it. He comes like where's there a doubt? So when levana, where that needs levana. Shana to levana, love is but over here wine does not bring levana, therefore no doubt. He comes out where's there a doubt? Ba'ad when it's oil love. The wine that comes with rilugin, no doubt. Correct answer. He comes out where's there a doubt? Tuna kmitza when needs to mitzah. Shana kmitza over here with no kmitza because it's wine. There would not be a doubt. That's why we still limited to the five, and we don't add a sixth case of doubt. No problem.